Thanks. there's not much today, so we should be out by 11.
Oh, yeah. I hope.
So there was again a discussion in the city yesterday,
Well, that's a good thing.
Monday.
I said that's a good thing because I'm leaving for Tennessee as soon as I leave
The
here.
committees for where to form.
Pioneer. It's a little town, but there's a park there called Ride Royal. No, you have not.
Max. Ooh, Max, look at you today. Woo.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Wow.
We go.
Look at super effective. Max is wearing.
So there's a lot of I didn't even realize this was
Look, when you came in, I was like, dang.
old coal mines.
You beat me in the sartorial. What city?
Directly south is like Pigeon Forge and
Nice.
I don't know. It's there's nothing there. Anyway, so we go riding. They have campgrounds and stuff and cabins, and we go with friends and go riding there. There's a bunch of parks like that that I didn't know about until a few years ago. We're going. We've had reservations there for 6 months, so.
Seems like everybody goes like the Carolinas,
Yeah.
and all the Floridians go there in the summertime, and all the Floridians come down here. It's a big flip.
Yeah. We like to go and do the riding stuff in the winter.
Council
It's too hot.
public.
And you're buggy to.
Yeah. I know.
Sure, likely story.
So,
I'm sorry,
you
you're
know,
feeling
the
off?
credibility is not real high.
Just annoying.
Congestion and the itch.
Mike's not on.
Wish them friends.
I have them in here because I push the bags in my purse.
Yeah, I need to get up by Altoids just for that reason.
No, mine's for first.
Just so I have the 10.
Not readers. Well, I do need readers if it's super small.
Good morning.
I'm okay for that. Yeah.
How was your meeting yesterday? Good?
Well, is it the
I talked to somebody on the way home and he said, you know, I haven't had a drink since 1998, but I'm currently in the ABC Liquor Lounge. He was joking, but you know, yeah, IV4,
good,
IV4, and he was just a spectator. So,
That was the meeting measured in glasses or bottles of wine?
oh no, I'm behaving.
Not during the meeting, I meant afterwards.
No, I'm behaving.
Okay.
Okay. Actually got here 5 minutes early, but I got waylaid in the hall.
Guilty, Your Honor.
I just went, feeling, very on time this morning, which is nice. All right. Good morning, everyone. Call this meeting of the Citrus County Tourist Development Council meeting to order. Today is April 10th, 2024. It is 9 a.m. And Jackie, would you like to do the honors of invocation?
Yes, ma'am, I would. Thank you.
Please stand and join us for invocation and pledge if you would care to do so.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you again for the opportunity to meet freely and openly as we do in this great land. We thank you for letting us do things that benefit the county, the cities, all our people, Lord. All we want is what's good for everyone. We know we can't please everyone. We'd be fools to try. We just pray that you guide us to do what's best. We ask these things and thank you for them in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Oath of office.
All right, Mindy, if you'll join me at the podium with your driver's license.
Uh-oh.
It's in the car.
Oh, okay.
Good morning,
You told me
Miles.
to bring it, but I didn't.
Yes.
I did bring it. You
Okay.
didn't- You weren't specific all the way inside.
I like her already.
All right.
And my purse is on the floor.
All right.
And the
I
bright
will
orange
have
Camaro
you-
part.
I'm gonna have you repeat after me, and then I'll have you sign after we're done reading the oath of office. So, I, Mindy Mulvey Hastings,
I, Mindy Mulvey Hastings,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution
that I will support, protect, and defend the Constitution
and government of the United States
and government of the United States
and of the state of Florida,
and of the state of Florida,
and that I am duly qualified
and that I am duly qualified
to hold office under the Constitution
to hold office under the Constitution
of the state,
of the state,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
perform and accept the duties
perform and accept the duties
of a member
of a member
of the Citrus County Tourist Development Council,
of the Citrus County Tourist Development Council,
on which I am about to enter,
on which I am about to enter,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Okay. And then I'll go ahead and have you sign. And then once I see your driver's license, I'll go ahead and notarize it. Thank you.
Okay, roll call, please.
Roll call, Commissioner Holly Davis.
Yeah.
Present. Someone that's acceptable.
I'm sorry, we usually just call the names because you see people, that's all.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
All right, I'm the new guy still. Mindy Hastings, Mike Engels, Michael Mankey,
Present.
Dr. Desai, Luann Jacobs.
Here.
Max Shulman.
Here.
Mike Shoemaker. Oh, man,
He sent me a message, he had a doctor's appointment he
Okay.
forgot about.
all right. And Councilwoman Jackie Hepburn.
Present.
That's it.
All right, so we have a quorum. Board, looking for approval of agenda?
Move approval?
Ma-
Yes, ma'am.
Count.
Oh, that's right, sorry. I take that back, Office has a walk-on.
Okay.
More coffee, please.
That's okay, that's okay. Thank you for that. We have a time-sensitive on the issue on the agenda, well, for the agenda, a walk-on. We have some education for the staff, marketing college in June for the Southeastern Tourism Society. Alyssa and both Kelly from the staff attended last year. It was cut from the budget, for financial reasons and everything last year. But they went last year to their first year. It's a 3-year college. So they went last year. This is year 2 of the 3. It's a great opportunity for education. It's about $6,000. The good thing is we have some more trainings that are Terry is not attending because she's already graduated, and that was about $8,000. So it's still a net. So we just wanted to basically move those monies so Alyssa and Kelly can go on to the Southeastern Tourism Society Marketing College for more education in tourism. So again, it's a net gain. No more money taken out of the budget because we have savings from the CDME that Terry no longer has to fulfill. Staff, you guys have any other? Am I missing anything on that?
No, I went with Kelly last year, and I mean, I don't want to speak for Kelly, but we both thought it was really great, and we learned a lot, and we actually came back with a marketing plan. So, yeah, really, I thought it was great.
So just looking for support in that, so I can have a vote. I guess call for a vote. I don't know if I'm allowed to say
That we'll
that,
just
but-
add that to the agenda first.
Oh, okay.
So we're approving agenda right now. So
Understand.
what number would that be then?
Let's see.
D1 maybe?
Or we
Yeah,
can add
E-
the directors of board or.
Yeah, E3, let's make it E3.
Okay.
Training funds, reallocation. That'll
Thank
be
you.
the official name.
I move we amend the agenda that way.
Okay, we have a
Second.
motion by Max Schulman, a second by Jackie Hepner. Is there any board discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Looking for approval of the minutes.
Move approval.
Yep.
Clarification. Can we add in there that Mike Shoemaker announced that we got approval to have the seat back at the Hershey He had mentioned that last meeting, but I didn't catch it in the agenda, in the meeting minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yep.
So you'll move approval with that revision?
Please.
Okay.
Or somebody else may move, but
All
whatever.
right, so we'll put the motion on you because you suggested the amendment. So Mike Ingles made the motion, second by
Me.
Jackie Hepner. Any board discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, open to the public. Would anyone like to address the board? You have 3 minutes. Please state your name for the record. Going once, going twice? Okay. Close open to the public. We have no presentations today, so we're just looking for the director's report.
Good morning. As last month, again, this is the chart of my first 100 days, I don't want to say in office, that sounds so official, in position, but just to kind of give you guys, again, a summary of, how we want to do this, leverage, educate, advocate, and develop for the first 100 days. And it's all important because it's about preparation, assessing the issues, planning, of course, communication, acting, and measuring, and everything. So there's a lot of overlap in that, and you'll see going forward some of the things and some of the initiatives that we are going to be enacting on. Slide on. First 35 days, of course, last month I was in that first 20 days stint. But of course, it's community engagement, stakeholder meetings, and fam tours. With Alyssa, I've been a part of. She's kind of stayed on my calendar and everything, so she's getting me involved in a lot of community engagement events. A lot of picture opportunities. She tells me to go there, and I have to stand here and there and do a lot of posing, but I'll get used to that. But it's been really great. The community has been great here. The stakeholders, the leaders in the community have really opened me with open arms. I mean, everyone has. So it's been pretty awesome. I know Alyssa's going to talk more about that in her presentation. As far as meetings, I've got a chance to attend several properties, resorts in our areas. Been on several tours, on the water, out of the water, east, west, north, south of the entire county. So I've been all over, and now that I'm officially living here, I'm a resident now, and that's really exciting because I'm not driving 90 minutes away every day. So
Where did you land?
I'm in Citrus Hills. I'm in Citrus Hills, nice little condo there, and it's cool because I'm right in the middle of the county, in my opinion, I guess, give or take. But it's just easier to get to everything. That way, if I'm in one section, it makes it challenging or just more of a drive time. So I'm in the middle of everything. So, the good thing is now when I get off work, I try to plan to go to different spots and, for some dinner and things of that nature. So things have been really good from that standpoint. So that's nice. Fam tours, again, I don't want to take her thunder, Alyssa's thunder, but the fam tours have been phenomenal. The itineraries have been exceptional. The people, the podcasters, the influencers, the bloggers, the vloggers that we are hosting, I don't know if you fully understand the types of people and the mass of people that we're able to reach because of these tours. And because I don't think you fully grasp that, we're going to start doing some invitations out to each of you, schedule permitting, because we want to invite you on some of these tours so you can get a firsthand experience on what they are doing, what they're seeing, what they're experiencing, and most importantly, why they are coming. And I would say even to better more, who is their audience? We have people from their foodies, their mom bloggers. I mean, it's all different types of people from a consumer-based standpoint. So I really want to get you all a little bit more involved in that process, not just the day-to-day stuff, but just to kind of, come out with this, and so you can see how much time and how many hours it is to take to host somebody throughout a whole entire day. Now some of you, of course, schedule permitting, but I definitely want to invite you guys to some of that. And so I think some of you in the room have been a part of some of those things. Obviously, Mike here, he does tours with us and things of that nature, and Michael over here as well. But I definitely want to get you guys more involved in that process, and I think it's going to be great from an education standpoint, especially for our new committee person here. So, Mindy, I think it'd be great for you as well.
And Luann had a great one at the Cove. I got to run into him by accident. I was there for dinner.
So, great. So, announcements, updates. We had 7 grant applications received. So that's going through the process. We're really excited about that. Christina, would you want to, any more details on that?
Sure, they're currently in legal review right now, so we plan to have them on the May agenda for award. We do have 3 collateral material applications and 4 special event applications.
Excellent.
So we're really excited about that. I felt like it was a pretty diverse group of entities that were, requesting money for their events and/or organizations. We have a brand new LinkedIn page. Hopefully, you all have seen that, and not only have seen that, but connected and followed us. Raise your hand if you have. Yes, 100% participation. I love it. Okay, all right. Okay, I do a lot of calling out and stuff like this, but no, we decided to do a LinkedIn page because it's great for industry. We want to. It's different from Instagram and Facebook and all this kind of stuff. These are the business things that goes on behind the scenes, announcements, awards that we're getting. Our Instagram and Facebook followers, they don't care about that kind of stuff, but our stakeholders, our constituents, our business partners, they do. And it's cool to have those types of announcements and things of that nature. So we're on there as well. So please definitely join us on that. In May, we are going to be launching our new Partners in Tourism program. So we have that date set for May. It's going to be the 3rd Wednesday of each month. Now that I'm putting it out there, we got to make it happen now, right, team? We got to make it happen. It's on the record. But we're excited about that. That Partners in Tourism program, the Citrus County Partners in Tourism. What's important about that is every month we're going to go to a new location around the county, one of our partners, and they're going to host this meeting. These meetings are going to be in the morning, and the cool thing about it is it's going to give our staff an opportunity to do a couple of things. Number one, let our partners know what we're doing, what's going on, where we're traveling, who we're hosting, trends, things that can not only help us but help their business. Then we'll go around the room, of course, and try to figure out, hey, what's the new developments? What do you have going on? Hey, Michael, what's going on at the plantation? Hey, Mike, what's going on in your operation? What are you adding? And then it's like, wow, you know what? If another business can say, you know what? I would like to partner with you. So now it brings in more collaboration, to the county, I think, overall. So that's something we're going to start. We're going to have a brand new landing page, which we're working on now, a partner portal where the businesses can now have more and easier access to get into our portal and to update the calendar, business hours, operations, new things going on, trends and things of that nature, in addition to, of course, supporting them through our social media efforts. Destinations International, I just successfully completed my first travel. It was to Boston. You can probably hear the little Boston in me now because I had a cold, because it was snowing, sleet, and rain. But I was happy to get back here. But no, it was a great summit. Destinations International, for those who don't know, that's pretty much the governing body of tourism for the country, basically. And it's an educational advocacy type of group where, in this particular case, I was, a part of other CEOs and other directors around the country. Got to meet a lot of folks from Florida as well that I had not met yet. And it's a lot of think tanks, a lot of things of nature, of course, ideas and, trends, getting to understand, more of the business and, hashing out certain things in that nature. So it was very educational, good to be there, and really good to represent Citrus County. So I was excited about that. Last part, next 20 days, it's budget. We're like in our phase 2 now. Trust me, the staff they don't let me forget about the money part. Kelly, she's talking about STS marketing. She's looking mean at me in the office, and I got to get this and got to get that. And all jokes aside, that's the fun part because we want to create a lot of more initiatives in our upcoming budget, more flexibility, and it's all about being a data-driven organization and just making sure our staff are in the right positions to be the best they can be. Of course, the last 2 things, we're drafting a sales and marketing plan, and of course the continuation of site visits throughout the county, just touring, getting more familiar with the area. And other than that, things are great, no complaints, and I'm enjoying my process and my time here so far. So that's all I have, and I'll kind of lead to
I
the
saw in the
staff.
presentation, there's a good picture of you at Three Sisters.
Oh,
But here's the pop quiz. Have you kayaked Chaz yet?
I have not.
There you go.
Okay, I have not. Oh gosh, I heard some rumblings in there. Okay.
What's that?
I heard some rumblings in the gallery here. Like, ooh. No, so I have not. So I have a long list of things to do, and the good thing is, if it was short, it'd be a problem, right? It's long because it's so many cool things to do in Citrus County, you know. So every weekend, every day, I'm trying something new. I'm just checking it off, you know. But that's definitely on the things to do. So cool. So thank you for that.
All right. Good news, bad news. We're still in the red, but we're less in the red, and we're trending a little bit closer to upwards. So, if you remember last month, I believe we were a little over 5% down month over month for the year, and now we're dwindling it down to 1.8%. We came in at 311,000 in revenue for February. Just to give, especially Luann and Mindy, if you could bear with me, the numbers from the state revenue for TDT collections come in the month, they're collected the month after the month is completed. We get them in 2 months after that. So we're always this far behind, just so in case you're wondering if that was a typo or anything. So we're on February and April, and next month will be March's numbers, collections. For the year, we are also decreasing that gap just a little bit. So this is all actually good news. Total capital reserve is now up to 846,000, and we've shortened that decrease year over year. Sorry, I got distracted in my mind. It's rough. You know, you all know. So we've shortened that down to 8.6 as far as year over year being behind. So I'm encouraged. I think the bubble is finishing up its burst, and I think we're going to level off and still come out ahead year over year.
That's good. Very
Okay.
good.
Okay.
Okay, so am I bringing fake champagne when we hit
Oh,
200,000?
You got news.
Oh, yeah,
Since
we're
the-
gonna.
Since the making of the slide.
Yes, yeah, exactly, yeah.
We're already over 200,000?
Well, in fact,
Why didn't you give me a heads up? You know I would have done that.
Well, we're actually, Avis and myself and our PR person Brittany and Samantha from Hayworth, from Miles Partnership, we're meeting on Friday, and Avis wants to do a special thing for us meeting 200,000 followers as well as 35,000 on Instagram. It's kind of happening at the same time, so we're going to do a collaborative effort to thank all of our followers, and Avis is leading that charge.
Yeah, no, I've been a stickler. When I first got here, I saw we were at like the 199 and 34.5, and that's a big milestone, you know. And 200K on Facebook, 35K in Instagram, and not just in the state of Florida, but you know, when you look from the nation, from the country standpoint, we rival some major markets with our following from a social media standpoint. So I want to do a campaign. I want some blast. I want some stars. I want it to look really good because this is an accomplishment that we can celebrate. You know, so no, everybody's on the same page. I'm excited. Congratulations. Seriously, congratulations to you.
Yeah, we're doing okay. So
We're doing okay.
you love it. No, we're doing great. How's that? We're doing great. Okay. So as always, we just go over the numbers. Facebook, we're almost at 200,000, or actually, I think we've just reached it a couple days ago. For our fishing page, Captain Tony is always our poster boy. He always comes through for us and does some nice fishing reports. And then for Instagram, our best performing video was a drone shot, as you can see, and that was pretty cool. And then we move.
Can I interject real fast?
Oh, sure.
So on the Facebook and the Instagram things, you know, I look at you guys as extensions of the team, of the office, right? So and even in the gallery here too. So when we have those videos out there, we don't want you just to look at. We want you to like, and we want you to repost and share. Okay, that's what we want you to be active with that. And that's important because it just gives us more of a reach. So please don't just look at it. If you have the media, like it, share it, repost it, put it on your back, take it to the Walmart with you. Something. But we want you to be active in this campaign, because you guys are a part of this just as much as we are.
That is an excellent point. I mean, it is. So if we look at follower comparison, we were in third place. Now we're back into second place. So we're doing better. We kind of had a lull there because we weren't doing any fam tours, we weren't doing any sales missions, and that's where we tripped up a little bit. But we're back in. We're doing well. For our insights for Instagram, we had our reach really went crazy. So we're plus 317%. And then also our engagement was really good. That was plus 134%. And then on Facebook, again, we had a big, you know what? That's my fault. I put the same as an Instagram and Facebook. I'll get those numbers for you next month. Sorry about that. That was my mistake. And then we had 55 stories. Those are little videos that are daily. They last for 24 hours. Those are always great to promote events and different happenings at restaurants if they're having a special on crab cakes or something like that. And then I've got a few more slides. So thank you, Christina. So this is social media. So Avis mentioned that we launched LinkedIn. I just wanted to mention that. And our first post was Avis in front of Three Sisters Springs. That was fun. We went over there and I took that photo of him. And then also I just wanted to put a little blurb up here about launching Partners in Tourism, May 2024. And then I just wanted to list, some of the attributes of the PIT, monthly meetings, partner mixers, quarterly newsletter, and FAM Tour priority. And then we also put the logo. It's our regular logo, but then on top it says Citrus County Partners in Tourism. And we'll be using that for different things when we promote different events. So then here we are at the FAM Tours. Let's see. Chantal Rodriguez, she's like a family blogger. We had her stay at Wonderfield Farms in Floral City, and she's done some great videos for us. I've already posted one, but I'll be posting some others, and beautiful drone shots of Liberty Park and just really nice stuff. Welt Watch is a German podcaster. He was just here over the weekend. We all took turns hosting him. Terry was Saturday, Avis was Sunday, and I was Monday morning. And he actually he has a very big following in Germany, about 600,000 listeners for his podcast, and his focus is adventure and travel. And he interviews. Sometimes he'll interview very big people, such as Jane Goodall. He's interviewed her twice, so he's very big in Germany. He was lovely, such a nice man, and I just want to say this. He told me that our itinerary for him was the most organized he'd ever experienced. And I was like taken aback because he travels a lot, but that's what he said. He goes, yeah, you guys, amazing. So that was a very nice compliment. And then coming up, we're going to have Trip Jaunt from Canada. They're coming soon, I think on Friday. And let's see, and then David Brown is at the end of the month. He is a journalist who, he's like an adventure journalist, and so he's actually doing some fishing, both saltwater and freshwater. So, and he's got the publications lined up. He's been vetted. He's hitting our niche market, so that's very nice. And then I'm working with a mommy blogger. I haven't set up the times yet for them to come, but they're from North South Carolina, and that's our drive market. And so they'll be focusing on family things to do in the summer in Citrus County. So, and then our PR reports, and Terry mentioned that her numbers, are behind. The numbers here are behind as well. This is February. But you can see that, we're back where we were before we stopped the FAM tours and the sales missions. And then, let's see. And then more PR reports. I mean, these are really, 4.7 million impressions, 2.9 million, and a little over 2 million. I mean, those are really nice. And then there are a bunch of others that I don't show you. These are our top ones, but we're doing really well. And then the next one is a little festival and events. I wasn't here last month, but I really wanted to showcase our Florida Manatee Festival booth. We were there, Terry, Kelly, and myself, and we had a great time. We met a lot of potential visitors or people that wanted information, and then the Strawberry Festival, Avis and I went, and it was great. He met so many wonderful people there, and it was a great day. I took a lot of photos and video.
Yeah, I left full. I left full.
Yes.
I had a lot of strawberry.
Yes, full of strawberries, and a large turkey leg, if I remember correctly. Yes.
Two large turkey
Yeah.
legs for the record.
Yeah. So that is it for me. Do you have any questions? No?
Anyone?
Then I will end it.
All right, so I just wanted to bring your attention to this. This was actually something that was presented at Huddle in January, and there's a reason that I'm showing this to you. This is visitation to Florida overall, and it's ranked in the top 10. Of note, first and foremost, is France has never been in the top 10, so that's a really interesting turn of events for people traveling into Florida. And the usual players are there, United Kingdom and Germany. But if you'll notice, Canada has overtaken the first spot over from United Kingdom, and Germany's dropped to 7. But in actuality, Germany was out of the top 10 right after COVID, so they're making their way back, and that's progress. But I did want to emphasize with you, you see all the Latin America countries. God, we're having a hard time today. That's what we're focusing on. We have in market representation for the UK as well as Germany. I think it's going to be time very soon for us to get that same coverage in the Latin America countries, specifically Brazil and Colombia being the top. We have seen the same top 5 in our region, as far as I can gather without having exact data. But so as Florida goes, so do we. And essentially, too, so I'm finding out, too, is as Orlando goes, so do we. Because we've been working really hard on marketing to people traveling to Orlando to discover us. And the plan's been at least a day trip the first time, and then the second time you come back and you do 2-3 days. So Orlando's numbers are basically the same as Florida's. So it's a good marketing test for me, and it's showing that A, what we're doing is paying off, and B, we've got to pay a little bit more attention to our friends to the south. So next slide. So Terry's travels. In March, I was in Germany for ITB. That's a trip that we do every year. We're going to start to do every other year now because we meet with some of the same people at a different event here in the States. So every other year we're going to go, and then the year that we don't, do a sales mission. So, but anyway, I had 42 set appointments walking in, and that's my little booth space. You can see we're part of a Florida group of destinations that included Tampa, Kissimmee, Daytona, Naples, and the Everglades, Punta Gorda, Panama City Beach, and the Sports Coast. And we all got together and had sort of our own Florida booth because Visit Florida is no longer attending the show, and it makes it much more cost effective for everybody. in the 3 days I was at this conference, 7 people walked up to me and just started talking, and we ended up having appointments and spare time. And then I also had 6 media appointments, and some of those were very impressive. There's one of the most amazing Instagrammers that we're going to be hosting. Remember I showed you her voyage?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she's incredible, and her husband, and so I met them there, and a couple other great opportunities. We're going to be doing a podcast. Our in-market representation is going to be representing us on April 30th for a podcast with the largest tour operator over there, and he has an incredible following for this podcast. So that's exciting. And then while we're in Germany and talking about it, the same group that got us all the appointments here and helps us in market there was also responsible for that McDonald's video that's going to be showing from May to June. In what I've now learned is now 760 McDonald's throughout Germany. 3-minute video for those of you who weren't here last time. That'll be running in 760 McDonald's across Germany, and it shows everything about our destination. It's the overall view of so it's the east side, the west side, the north, the south, and everything but food. They took all the food out of the video I sent them, but I get it. You know, they don't make a McScallop. Veronica, who's our account manager over there, she's going to try and get a video of the video being played in one of the McDonald's there in Munich. So it'll be exciting.
A small testimony. So I was in Boston, and a colleague of mine from D.C. and another colleague of mine from Augusta, they saw my LinkedIn post of Terry's for the McDonald's campaign, and they said, "Office, how did you guys get that? You know, I said, listen. If I tell you, I have to kill you." But the fact that, 2 different markets were like, how did you get in Germany McDonald's like that? That was pretty cool. I wasn't expecting them to ask me that. So kudos.
Oh, I just
just take this.
All right, I take it.
There you go.
You can learn more about that on our LinkedIn page.
All right.
Well played.
Next slide. I think that's it for me, right?
Yes. Okay, so E3, training funds and reallocation. This is a time-sensitive matter for STS Marketing College, June 2nd through the 7th of 2024, this summer. The total cost estimated is $6,000 for 2 staffers. There is a cushion, though. As I mentioned earlier, Terry had a CDME training already budgeted for. That was for roughly $8,500 for her travel and registration. So we were just asking to move those training monies to 2 other staffers, and it is a net gain still. So we're not spending more money; it's actually still less money. And the reason why Terry's not going is she has successfully completed her CDME course, and she's graduating this summer. Actually in Tampa at the annual convention, so very proud of her. Yes. And for those who don't know about the CDME course, it takes some tourism professionals about 6 years to complete this thing. I mean, 5 years, 4 years. It's a pretty daunting process.
It's a master's, isn't it, or essentially a master's, more or less?
It's a professional certification.
Yeah, it's a certification, but to your point, it's definitely has that type of higher graduate degree training from a tourism development professional standpoint, and not everyone has it. So kudos to her, congratulations. Very proud of her. Not that she needs my sentiments on that, but I'm just excited for you, and I'm excited that you are saving us money. So hopefully 2 other staffers can continue on their education as well, because it is needed. I've always told the staff from day one, and they can tell you this, you need to know what I know, and even more. So I want them to be just on the forefront of not only the education, but the trends, the trainings, so they can make for a better Citrus County tourism brand. So that's all I have for that.
Outstanding.
So you need
Looking
a
for a
motion,
motion.
Yes, I need a motion to, if I can call for that.
I move we move $6,000 to cover the girls going to the marketing college.
Second.
Is that enough?
From Terry's.
From Terry's.
From Terry's,
Where we're still saving money, yes.
right, okay. So motion by Jackie and second by Luann. All right, any board discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. All right, other business by council members, y'all are all done?
Yep.
Oh, wait, you're next,
Yep.
aren't you? You didn't have a slide?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was on there, actually, I thought.
Yeah.
You did have one. Oh, well.
Kelly with Visitor Services. This month, we welcome visitors from over 16 states, and Florida made the top of the list again, followed by North Carolina, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania. And Canada also topped the list for international travel, followed by Germany, France, and Netherlands, which means both Florida and Canada have topped the leaderboard for 2 months in a row. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Good job, Kelly.
Okay, Jackie.
Well, excuse me, we've come through a lot of busy times. We're still got stuff going on this weekend, and we make it fun, but it's very serious. The colorectal cancer group is having a casino night at the depot, and they just got through doing Colon Fest, and we joked about Paint the Town Brown, the #2 festival.
It's hilarious.
But I lost a dear friend to colon cancer, so I'm a big believer in it. Nobody wants to talk about it, but if you make it funny, at least people start thinking about it. So go get checked and come down to casino night at the depot, and then we will have more to report next month. Thank you.
Excellent.
And welcome.
Mindy?
Thank you. Thank you for the welcome, by the way. As you know, I'm new, so I'm gonna ease into this slowly, but I do have this. We have the final numbers for the manatee season at the refuge, and fiscal year '24 manatee season saw a record 77,260 visitors during manatee season, which was an increase of 67% over last season, which saw 46,284. So
77,260?
77,260.
And what was the percentage?
It is a 67% increase,
Year over year?
yes.
Okay.
And just so you know, last year was 46,284. So those are big numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, Crystal River will be soon starting the First Street parking lot, which is going to substantially help with downtown, and it'll be also next to the new Riverwalk area. So we're looking forward to getting that going, and there's some other improvements that'll happen with that, but it'll be a win-win for the city, so.
How far along are you guys still pushing forward on the charrette that y'all did for the master plan for downtown?
I don't know a lot about that at the moment, but I think part of that coming forward is some form-based code stuff that they're working on for the future, and that's at the planning department right now.
Because the company that did that visioning process they did a phenomenal
They
result.
They did. I had actually participated in one of them at the time, back however long ago it was, but I really don't.
Yeah, I went to a couple of them. That's my hometown. I don't know if you know that, but I grew up there, so, yeah.
You graduated from Crystal River?
I did.
Me too.
What year?
82.
Oh, 85. So
My brother graduated in 85.
Yeah.
Michael Mulvey.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah.
sorry, Old Home Week.
that in
So,
the minutes.
that's it?
That's it.
Okay. What was that?
Said put that in the minutes.
Yeah, an emphasis on the old.
Yeah. More from me later.
Luann?
I got nothing.
Okay.
Just to note, Lisa Fitzgerald with the STAR program will be here. My fishing captains at the property have worked with her to get some promotion done for the STAR tournament, which you guys remember all starts on Memorial Day weekend, runs through September. We're a countywide sponsor. We have twice as many redfish tagged, 8 divisions, but We're gonna try to create some content to, won't be selfish and promote the plantation and our captains, but it'll help the whole county-wide, and I think you guys are coming to help release a tagged redfish, I hope?
He doesn't know it yet, but yes.
Yes.
He's gonna hold a fish and.
There it is.
You gonna kiss it first?
They just tell me to jump and I say how high.
See? He's so easy to work with.
Y'all just missed that. I said, are you gonna kiss it first?
Oh, yeah. Kiss the red.
Kiss the fish, redfish.
Put it in.
Anything for the camera.
It's all angles.
All right,
Just remember, it's all
okay.
angles.
All right, pucker up.
Thank you, Michael. Max?
I have a couple of things, and I would like to get guidance on one or two of them. But first, I want to say that the 22nd of this month is Earth Day, and we have missed a big opportunity to not cash in, and we need to next year have something significant on Earth Day. County Library, however, does have talks in all the libraries, and I'm doing the Floral City one. So
Excellent.
Earth Day, is making a comeback, so we should look at that.
Goes hand in hand with Nature Coast.
Exactly. I actually have had significant encounters out on the trails with folks from our counterparts in both Marion County and Hernando County. And very interesting that there is Marion County has a consultant who works on the relationship between health and nature tourism. And they're working there specifically on a project at Shalom Park as a healing park. There's the Japanese and the Koreans actually have parks that you get passport stamps and discounts on your healthcare insurance if you hike enough. So just something you might want to look at, and it's not where you can expect to have people on the staff, but a part-time consultant, especially if you grab the same one another county has, might be a good thing. With regard to the Latin America tourism, and I brought this up before, we have to remember that we constantly compete with other folks. So when we bring up Orlando, it is a great idea to try to bring folks in for the, especially if we can grab 2 days off their trip to Orlando. But we have to remember that Orlando has a very large, particularly Puerto Rican, but Spanish-speaking population and a significant Brazilian population. The price of failure on tourism can be long-lasting. So I wish we could look at something like having Spanish programs through with Lacucci Tech and free coupons to folks that are in the hotel industry so that we can get folks that just speak Spanish to represent our county well. Brazilian's a little harder, but if we're going to seriously go after it, we have to be prepared to do well, to show ourselves off, and at the same time to be able to explain things to them, some of the cultural things and some of the rules things. So just that one is also food for thought. On this, I've done drone work in my books before, but I have encountered some different problems on drone work. I hope we will consider putting some kind of a marking on any drone work we show that says that it was permitted work, because the state law is very restrictive. Any park, any fenced-in property, you can't just go take drone photography of. We have professionals doing it, but in the world of social media, people see something and then they want to go do it. There's significant concerns about both safety and privacy with regard to drones. So it's not that hard to have them put a little marker on the video itself that says, this is compliant with state laws.
Max, do you have a sample of that verbiage you could share with us? Or email one of
Do
us?
I need to recite it right now?
No,
or may I?
email.
Okay.
Email would be great.
Sure.
That'd be great.
Sure. I hope that we will do some sort of analysis on our grants program. We did great this year, but everything we spend money on should be tied to a need. So I would like to see us look at what are we soliciting grants for and what's the return on that investment? And also, are there areas where we could get the sorts of publicity or products or whatever it is that bring the kind of tourism that we want? So that we're not just, it is great and very important to have a grant program. It's wonderful the way it was executed this year. The next step is to make sure we're getting ROI on it. And finally, along those lines, I encountered folks from Hernando County that have compliance software, and you've talked about generating more revenues, and Mike and I have talked about this in the past, to make sure that all the folks that are staying in, particularly in Airbnbs, but in other short-term, are paying taxes. How do I handle that? Because I know in the past I've stepped on a couple of toes with other parts of the county agencies and also with
That is totally the purview of staff, but there's been pros and cons to doing that, I believe, before, but
Yeah, so we'll have some of that information with some of the new technologies that we are bringing into the office, primarily Zartico, but there's some things with AirDNA and Verbo that we have to kind of get some more information on. I will say this, that was a huge talking point in Boston. It's a lot of communities that are, let's just say, struggling.
the people that I met from our counterparts down in Hernando are, I'll give you the name of the software, but I've always found benchmarking, especially with neighbors,
course.
is a really good thing. So
I love it.
If that's what, I'll
And and Max, we have an
Yeah.
appointment coming up soon, so that we can handle all that for
okay.
sure.
And the last thing is that I've been spending a lot of time working in the Cross Florida Greenway, and I keep encountering mountain bikers. And the regular questions I get are, A, why don't you have mountain bike trails, especially in the areas that, on our side, where we have some really rough terrain that's a byproduct of the Cross Florida Greenway? Why don't we have them? And when I look at the size of some of the mountain bike get-togethers and tournaments, they're bringing in thousands of folks for mountain bikes and getting a lot of money. So how do we look at that? Of all the trail tourism, I'm always nagging that we're not doing enough on trail tourism, but done right, trail tourism brings in folks that not only stay overnight, they spend money, but mountain bikes, especially.
who would be the sponsoring organization? Because we fund, we don't.
Well, and
create
that's the problem.
ourselves
The
typically.
biggest creator of trails, mountain bike trails in the state is the Ocala Mountain Bike Association. They build the trails. They've done a wonderful job, but they're interested in Marion County, and we do not have such an organization. Think about it and just give me some guidance next time.
Well, this county, I believe, will start trending younger as we grow. So maybe at some point we'll actually have mountain biking.
How do we build a mountain?
Yeah.
Well, and
We got
it's
hills,
mountain
Mike.
biking, it's really off, they phosphate mines.
Trail riding.
know.
yeah.
Phosphate
Yeah.
mines, anywhere there were phosphate mines, there's really cool trails.
Sarcasm. Sarcasm.
So mountain biking is the long term, off-road biking.
And Max, and to your point on cycling, I'm just going to put cycling in general. I'll clump it in cycling. To your point, it is very huge. In my previous stint, and Commissioner Davis, you make a great point. We only can do so much as a unit, as a board, as a staff. But what it took for cycling to take off, it was actually the citizens. So literally, they came to a council meeting and said, hey, we already have enough basketball courts, we already have enough soccer fields. We wanted, and they were already cyclists, and they brought this idea of cycling to the community, and out of that became a public-private partnership, with the county and the city, and of course the private. And what they end up doing is they end up building 5 cycling disciplines on a 100-acre site that included velodrome, mountain biking, cyclocross, criterium, and I'm trying to think of something else. But my point is, it can definitely happen. And you mentioned about the Ocala organization. I'm pretty sure there's a community of cyclists here that can.
I happen to be on the board of directors of the Friends of the Withlacoochee State Trail.
Yeah.
We're a 50-plus-year-old organization. We average about $20,000 a year that we throw at the Withlacoochee State Trail. We have a fairly good number of volunteers. We have one big event, and by state figures, we bring about $2 million of tourism into Citrus County.
Okay.
So in terms of the traditional biking community, we're great, but the traditional biking community doesn't throw the kind of money at their bikes and at service on bikes and on going to places where you have to stay in a hotel
Right.
in order to get to those wacky roads. So, but I'm looking forward to getting together
Yeah.
very soon and
Yeah,
talk.
it'd be great to investigate and to maybe, kick this down, and to try to get something, up and running. It's all about product development at the end of the day, and I think it's a great idea. And just further diversifying the community, if anything. So, and bringing business elsewhere within the county. So, I love it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Max. Dr. Desai?
Of course. So,
I think the of course was about him, not about Desai.
yes, exactly. It was about me, not Doc. Danette Lynch from Florida Restaurant Lodging Association was hoping to be here today, but something came up and she couldn't, last minute medical thingy. Hopefully she'll be here next month. They do a lot of advocacy for tourism in general, as well as partners. And I know one of their big thrusts is not just the VRBOs and the big entities, but the people that are just leasing their stuff out, their house out, one-offs that are a little bit harder to track. So my goal or hope would be that the VCB potentially joins FRLA or are already, and helps facilitate trying to get a chapter set up here in the county, and maybe with the PIT program that may work. So she'll come in, and Michael probably knows more about FRLA than I do, but so that hopefully next month, I'd like to see us talk to I just blanked on the term.
I know how you feel.
Yeah.
It's the eclipse.
Yeah. Well, that was the third point. But about scallop season, potentially having the folks from the state come in at the end of season and talk to us about what's the planning cycle for scallops next year. By the time we had any discussions now, there's absolutely nothing can be done for this season. But then we'd at least have anecdotal information on the current season. So I'd like to see us start thinking about maybe a fall presentation from the state
Okay.
on scallops. And then, to Luann's point, the August 2045 eclipse goes straight over us for totality.
It does?
Yes. Tampa, Citrus,
August when?
They just released
August
that yesterday.
2045.
Oh,
So, but it's never too late to start planning.
Yeah, you need.
Never too early.
Good God, I'm gonna be how? I pray I'm not still here. I mean, here.
So,
It was dark.
Yeah, it was dark.
oh,
Came out wrong.
that's it.
okay. So we hosted, or the chamber hosted, Florida Chamber CEO Mark Wilson last week. He was here for 2 days, and that was really awesome. And the reason I bring that up is I ran into him at an event Friday night. I'd already seen him a little bit, but I ran into him. He goes, "Yeah, I went out on a fishing expedition with his kids, his son and daughter-in-law, and got into scallop reseeding." And then he goes, "And I just have to ask you, what is the deal with the monkeys?" And I just started laughing. I said, "I swear I'm going to write a blog on my site that's called The Most Ridiculous Vote I've Ever Had to Take." And I said, everyone is right to criticize it because we have old people that don't have air conditioning. I said, but the FDA and the USDA both mandate that if you're going to keep animals like that, they have to have climate-controlled facility. Totally preempted by the federal government. I said, but we got, run over multiple times. I bring that up also because tomorrow night is the Historic Monkey Island fundraiser. Is anyone going?
This is the first I heard about it.
I've only gone once, and it's absolutely delightful. It's at Florida Cracker restaurant overlooking the island.
I'll be there, yeah.
I saw you there. The only time I've been able to make it because I always have a conflict. It seems like, but it's a lot of fun.
Historic Monkey Island.
So,
So talk to Terry if you want information. I think
Pretty
it's
well kept secret, apparently.
yeah.
who puts it on?
Pardon?
Who puts it on?
The Historic Monkey Island, whatever fundraising committee, like
Organization.
it's a nonprofit. I don't know. Terry, help me.
Historic Monkey Island, HMI.
Thank you.
It's a foundation to raise money for the monkeys in their island.
So it's a good tourism event, it's, you know.
People
'cause-
love the monkeys.
Oh, the monkeys are great, yeah.
Yeah.
Any plans in the future to have a showing of Planet of the Apes and raise funds that way?
Oh, my God.
Don't poke that bear, Max.
Anyway, so that just brought up all kinds of painful memories last weekend when he brought that up. And speaking of, I will not be able to be there tomorrow night because I am going to take my final class at Advanced Commissioner Certification, so I will graduate from that on Friday. So, anyway, and, pardon?
Bravo.
So our next meeting, excuse me, what I put my eyes on, will be Wednesday, May 8th
Open
here
the floor.
at 9 a.m. Oh, you're right, thank you. Would anyone like to speak and open to the public? Sorry about that, Allison.
Allison
I never even know you were here.
I hide. I'm really good at it. Well, you can't see the pants?
Petite and behind the podium. I had no idea you were in the room.
I'm here. So I thought I would answer some of the questions you were asking Mindy, and also I just got back last night at 6:30 last night from Stuart, Florida, for Main Street training, and I had at least 7 different people from Stuart be like, "Oh, Christopher, you guys just got your monkeys back." So Stuart, Florida knows about our monkeys, by the way.
I felt like a monkey having to vote for that, I'm just saying.
I know. Well, I stuck up for you guys when people kind of complain. I'm like, dude, and they don't have an option. It's law. Anyway, you were talking about the charrette and some of the plans moving forwards. Main Street, one of our initiatives this year is we are developing a walkability plan for Crystal River. So we're getting ready to start our walkability audit. We're going to take a look at sidewalks, streetscaping, all of the options to figure out how we can really start developing a plan to connect both sides of Citrus Avenue, and also where our sidewalks are needed, where we need benches, trash cans, things like that. Because after Idalia, we lost benches, trash cans. The landscaping has just been destroyed. And, this is one of the big things Main Streets can do. And we have a lot more opportunities to go after funding to do these projects where the city can't. So our goal this year is to really work with the city, work with planning to develop that plan, and then we will start going after funding. AARP has funding, the state has funding, T-Mobile has funding, all in grants that we can go after and get money for that the city necessarily can't, or they won't get looked at. So that is one of the big projects we're working on. The other thing we're working on is also developing, in the past, the local gallery owners are on the avenue. And they only run it for 4 months. And we're gonna try to turn that into a monthly event to really push the traffic to the Heritage Village side. We have First Avenue over on the Bay side. Let's try to get stuff going on the other side. We had a meeting with several business owners that came in. It's called Coffee on Main Street. We have another one in May where we're inviting the community, business owners, volunteers, anybody that's interested to come in, bring up their ideas, let's talk, let's create a plan, let's see what we can do to help. Because that's really focusing on that economic vitality on that side of town. And we're really looking at bringing in music and more artists and trying to make it more community involvement versus just shopping. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Walkover bridge to connect the 2 bike trails and to connect Heritage to the other side. Walkover.
From my understanding, that has been looked at and it's not feasible. There's not enough land to do that. So one of the things we're looking at potentially doing is putting in, we gotta work with FDOT, but a pedestrian island and with lighting across 19 so that we can have better transition across 19.
Denellen has one of those by their boat ramp.
Yeah.
That's a
For the
good
Blue
one.
Gator.
There is a way for a true walkover bridge that's fenced, not road, but it's bikes and people.
You have to worry about the ADA compliancy, and it takes for it to span high enough, long enough, because an FDOT road, you have to be able to have the height for larger trucks and larger equipment to come through. From my understanding, engineering aspect is it would have to span so far out that it's almost pointless in doing it, and the cost is just unreasonable. So the better option is looking at doing a pedestrian island to allow the stop off with the lights, to allow that transition of people from one side to the other.
Thank you. Thanks. Would anyone else like to speak? Nope? Okay. Close open to the public. One thing that I did forget, did anyone see, since I have the two cities here, did anyone see the workshop at 9 a.m. yesterday that we had on metro forecasting? It's really worth sitting through. Same thing for you too. Because what sparked that thought, Allison, was you were talking about looking at the walkability and where to put things and everything. Metro forecasting is essentially a crystal ball on where development will go, what you need for all your infrastructure, everything else. And so they do modules, and so they will give us data on the cities unless we carve it out and say we don't want that, but it's gonna be light data. So you could actually, basically piggyback onto our contract, assuming that it goes forward with us. We all seem to be impressed, all 5 of us, and certainly our senior staff was. And you can piggyback on it and get a deeper dive into your own city planning.
And I find out where on y'all's site.
If you go to the county agenda website, you know how to look up the videos. You can find the video from the 9 o'clock.
And it was what?
Metro forecasting, it was 9 a.m. yesterday, workshop. Tells you where you need your fire stations, your roads, your everything, schools, all that good stuff. All right, if we have nothing further, Wednesday, May 8th is our next meeting right here at 9 a.m. and we are adjourned.
An hour, that's a short meeting.